Protesters marched through the short north tonight in honor of Takaya Young. Good evening and thanks for joining us at 11, everybody. I'm Yolanda Harris. Andrew is off tonight. This protest comes hours after Blendon Township Police released the body camera video showing Takaya Young, a pregnant mother, being shot and killed by police in a Kroger parking lot. And that's where we find 10 TV's Richard Solomon tonight. Richard, what do these protesters want?
Well, Yolanda, their answer is simple. They want the raw and edited version of that body camera video. And that is also something that Takaya's family has been pushing for ever since that shooting happened here in this Kroger parking lot. And speaking of this Kroger, at the front entrance, there are water cases blocking the door and a sign that reads they are temporarily closed. Demonstrators say they are fighting for justice for both mother and child.
Then get out.
It's the several seconds of this Blendon Township body camera video that has so many people enraged.
What do we want? Justice! When do we want it? Now!
Hours after the body camera video showing the shooting death of pregnant 21-year-old Takaya Young was released, demonstrators marched through the short north because of what they saw.
It's also just another reminder of, like, every time that something like this happens, every time we're plagued with violence in this city, it's a reminder that our solutions are not actually leading to anything better or more safe.
More than a week after the incident, Blendon Township Police released the video showing two officers flag down Young because an employee said she was stealing liquor. A few moments pass and Young starts to turn the wheel, pulling away from officers. Then,
Get out of the car.
FOP Vice President Brian Steele says the officer who shot Young has not yet been interviewed by BCI.
Outside looking in, based on my training and experience, from what I saw in that video, I believe it was, I understand why it could be justified, but again, I don't make that decision. Ultimately, a grand jury is going to make that decision.
But for them, it's simply not enough. What they want is real change. So no mother, no child, no family dies by the hand of law enforcement again. And because of Marcy's law, Blendon Township is not releasing the officer's name involved with this because he's considered a victim. For now, reporting live, I'm 10 TV's Richard Solomon. Back to you, Yolanda.
What do you got in there?
hardest round. I told your mother, don't be stopping now. Listen to me now, I'm less than 100 rounds. And if you're coming, I'm gonna rip it now. Since you're breaking now, it's making big rounds. I see the way I superstar. Holla, holla. People sing around, the people gather around, the people turn around.
Flight attendants, please prepare the cabin for takeoff. And please shut that baby up. I know we're having a family holiday here. We're gonna have ourselves a nice barbecue, but please, please, with the babies. What's up, everybody? How you doing? We're getting out of here, y'all. Flying Trump Force One. How y'all doing today? We got a nice show. Should be a nice flight. We're on out of Houston, George Bush Intercontinental Airport out of Houston, Texas, on our way to Little Rock, Arkansas. Who caught Joel Friday? Happy Labor Day, what? Communist holiday? We're gonna enjoy it anyways. We got some weather ahead. Otherwise, should be smooth sailing all the way to Arkansas. Going to Arkansas. So kick back, relax, you're flying Nick's Stream. Welcome, Anchor Baby Airlines, whatever it is. That's your captain speaking, the American Anchor Baby. What's up? let me just say hi to everybody here flying Trump Force One. It's a pleasure to have you here. It's always a pleasure to fly Anchor Baby Airlines. Captain, what time is going to be the port of destination? Well, the local time right now, local time in Arkansas is 2:22 p.m. So our flight time should be about an hour and a half. So do your little mathematics there. Hello, hello, hello. We're going to have ourselves a relaxed Labor Day show here. Although there might be a bit of a, it's kind of they call it a heavy topic, but I just don't see life like that anymore. So, Takaya Young, pregnant woman who was killed by cops, they're talking about it. So we're going to talk about it just a little bit. We're going to keep it entertaining, though. We're going to keep the show going. We got some stuff to get into as well. Fun stuff. We'll definitely fly this all the way to Arkansas. Let me turn on everything here. We got the day cloud background. We're flying in the daytime. Yes, we are flying in the daytime. So thank you for everybody who's joining me today right now at this hour. It is noon. You may be expecting the American Anchor Baby coming at you from the studio. But this is how we do the Friday show. So anybody who's tuning in and is a little confused, this is how we rock on Fridays. You definitely don't want to miss the Friday shows. We have ourselves a little flight. I'm the captain of the whole experience. And we have ourselves some fun. And sometimes I even come to the viewers with an actual show. Do I have an actual show today? Well, stick around and find out. Did you guys catch Joel Friday's actual show on Monday? Very nice. He's got another epi coming tomorrow. You don't want to miss it. But today's a Labor Day special. We're chilling out. Carver 531 already bought himself a first class ticket. He says, Joel dropped the inside baseball on Nick's Brownies. That's not true, Carver. He's just responding to a joke. That I noticed the way he said that too. It made it sound like I actually have brownies. He said, someone asked him if Joel had one of my special brownies, and he said, no, I wish I had. Basically insinuating that I even have such brownies up my sleeve. That is a libelous lie. Let me just say that right now. Carver, thank you for the super chat, though. Come on down and sit in your first class seat. It's all yours. Knit shave, trying to look all young. Oh, yeah. I guess I was bearded up on Friday, huh? So coming at you also with a very new look, okay? So don't be alarmed. We're in the cockpit right now. And we're flying we're 22,000 feet in the air, climbing beautifully to 33,000, where we will be chilling out, maxing, relaxing, level flight all the way to just before Little Rock, Arkansas. And once we get up there, we will be turning on the airphone. When I'm here in this seat, the number is different, 760-515-3855. If you want to call in to this show, let me just make sure all that is set up here, just in case you guys start calling in. Don't want to miss it, right? And I'll put that in the description too, might as well. Beautiful. One man show, We got to do our thing how we do it. We're also live rumble.com/American Anchor Baby. Also live on Twitch, not usually on Twitch. Beautiful. Oh, I'm hearing myself somewhere else. Okay. So you guys want to check out my channels over there. We're going to try and grow our Twitch today. We'll see if we could do that later. Okay. Otherwise, everything's going well here. Like I said, we're in the cockpit, flying beautifully here. We got to go a little faster. Flaps are all up. Let's retract all of our lights. We don't want to be a flying bright thing. I know you'd think, wow, how can you be bright up there? You can be, even in the daytime. Okay, we don't need that. Off. Taxi lights off. The nav and logo lights off. Wing lights on. Beacon on. Strobe on. Beautiful. Beautiful. Flying the A320neo today. Trump Force One. So again, welcome to everyone who isn't used to this format here. So we're gonna enjoy ourselves here, though. Like I said. Okay, let's get this going here because there's some stuff in the news. I mentioned this on Friday, but I heard, I didn't see any protests. I didn't see anything about it. Now, all of a sudden, I'm seeing all sorts of stuff about it. Let's see if we can see what the MSM is saying right now. Let's get our finger on the pulse here of the news. We'll do a little news here. We'll also get into some other stuff. I'm talking about Takiya, or is Smash Mouth, the guy from Smash Mouth, his death, is that overtaking all things Takiya? I'm not talking about the Muslim the Muslim practice that allows lying to infidels. That's not what I'm talking about. No. Is that too soon? Is that too irreverent, as I'm known to be? Nicholas, cover Burning Man mess. What happened at Burning Man? Everybody seems to be talking about this. I've gotten it. Everybody's talking about this as well. Burning Man. So, does something happen? Burning Man attendee discusses. So, I know about that. They're not being, they can't leave, right? They literally can't leave. What should we do first? Because I was going to do Burning Man as well. I heard there was a death now, too. And they were told to conserve food and water. Thousands stranded at Burning Man after torrential rain. 70,000 people supposedly stranded. Dang. And, of course, while that's going on... Let me move this so I'm not smacking around the mic. While that's going on, there was also this pregnant woman who was killed by police officers. And they're protesting. She was in the car with 2 children, I believe. She was pregnant with a third. I mean, before you get anything, like, oh, the news report and this or that, they've already released pretty much the moment it happens. So if if you don't really see much, you do see an officer shooting us out of a car, and then we are made aware that the woman shot by this bullet does succumb to her injuries. So you're not really going to see much, but if that still makes you squeamish, just so you're aware.
So the footage out of Blendon Township shows officers yelling at Takaya Young to get out of the car.
Takaya Young, not Takiya like the Muslims and their lying practice.
At Takaya Young to get out of the car. Officers say she accelerated with an officer standing in front of the car, and that's why the officer fired his gun. We frozen the video just before that gunshot. Investigators say the officers began medical assistance right after the shooting. Police were called to the grocery store parking lot last Thursday. An employee claimed Young took bottles of alcohol without paying for them. The officers involved in the shooting are on paid leave.
So before anything, we have footage, right? Before any whatever. Linyan Chin, sir, your first class super chat for a first class seat is all yours. Come on down and sit in it. He says, bribe alert, man burrito stations, set toppings to border crossing, get ready to penetrate bounds of good taste with ankle baby torpedoes, erect a level 4 sparkle blouse. I mean, truer words never spoken. I mean, am I wrong? Am I wrong? Oh, what's up, Anna? How you doing? She says, that's a Jewish practice, Nick, not a Muslim practice. Is that true? Oh, Takiya. In Islam, Takiya. This is just Wikipedia. But I wouldn't be surprised, though, because it seems like the modern religions, somewhere along the way, some people came up with another book that supersedes the original book, right? Like Muhammad, the Talmud, and so they corrupt everything, so I wouldn't be surprised. Al-Takiya fi al-Islam. Okay. We'll sing nasheeds later. Right now we're dealing with Takaya Young. Real quick, let's not spend too much time here. And because we got a short flight, we'll see what we could do. We're flying over the ocean a little bit. Picked a nice scenic flight plan. Should go right back inland up to Arkansas. Should be fun. So, Takaya. Body cam footage, the whole thing, okay? Because they are protesting, actually. I was wrong. I was wrong when I mentioned this. They, in fact, are protesting.
Black Lives Matter! Black Lives Matter!
Is the energy a little low here? Is that just me?
Well, protesters marched through the short north tonight in honor of Takaya
Looking a little few in numbers.
Young. Good evening and thanks for joining us at 11, everybody. I'm Yolanda Harris. Andrew is off tonight. This protest
Want the raw has been.
I already showed this earlier during the pre-flight.
Well, protesters marched through the short north tonight in honor of Takaya Young. Good evening and thanks for joining.
Yeah, so I don't know. Does it look like that big of a crowd? Are people a little done with all this? All white people, LOL. Says Nicole 92. Thank you. Low black attendance. Yeah, what's going on here? It looks like the blacks moved on. White people. They got their willies out. Now you can stop grandstanding. You can stop with the grandstanding. Thank you. It's not helping.
Attendant 29, 3705 Managua, 3705. A female is hallucinating. Too much of a loss for attend.
Out of the car. Out of the car. Out of the car.
What's up, Games for Rec over there on Twitch? Keeping it alive. What's up? Pleasure. I'll stay here if Twitch is to grow. We're gonna try something later here. Funnily enough, I haven't even heard of someone I know who's attending a Burning Man. We're gonna deal with Burning Man next. Seems like it's on people's minds.
Car. Out of the car.
So they're telling her to get out of the car.
7 back in service, 1828.
Get out of the car. Then get out. No, then get out. Get out of the car. Get out of the car. Get out of the car. Get out of the car.
That was the shot. The shot already happened.
Shots fired.
So I mean, maybe I don't. The news wanted to stop the footage there. I guess there's no need. It looks like they blur stuff here. There's no need for me to get any restrictions and all that, right? There's no need. You guys can go check out this stuff yourself if you really want to. But that's the moment. The shot. She accelerates into the officer there. And what can we say? 21 years old. Death her family called a criminal act. Gross misuse of power and authority. The video shows a Blendon Township police officer approaching Young's driver side. Right, the accusations is she stole stuff. So they're there for that, asking her to get out of the car, not complying. Moves and accelerates the vehicle. It's crazy. And it. As I'm talking about it more, I'm realizing how little I really want to say about it. Because we see this so much. We see this plenty of times. I guess us viewers here, many of my viewers here already know, but for those that don't, it may be worth repeating that this is, we can't have a fair conversation. We can't have a real, honest conversation about anything, the police, what we could do better on that side, until we have an honest conversation about black behavior, black criminality, and etc. Because there are times when you forfeit, you know, when you have an uncertain situation and guns are involved, it's easy to forfeit your life, right? In a dumb way, in a way you don't need to do it. And I was just talking to a friend yesterday, who's going through a similar thing, in that they disagree with how the law is treating them. They believe they're going through the system in a way that's unfair, unconstitutional, and blah, blah, blah. And it's so easy to get heated up, and I don't know the intricacies of his situation, but from what I could tell and what we talked about, honestly, you gotta know that there's a proper way to do things, even in this crazy upside-down justice world, because my friend here is like a conservative and Trump supporter, so he's all into the whole, well, this is an unfair system against whites, conservatives, blah, 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 which is true. But you can't, even in that, you can't, there's a time and place to do things, and a time and place to fight, and a time and place to go through the proper channels. As unlikely as you may think it might be to get some change in the system and how you're being treated, there's a proper way to do it. When you're getting arrested, putting handcuffs, guns drawn, not the time to do it. And doesn't seem like black leadership and all that is doing any of that honesty on that end at all. Doing a disservice to the black people, black community, all people who are involved, these white people marching, wasting their time, and essentially getting people killed. So I just wanted to run down that fast. We get a little fatigued. We get a little fatigued, and here it's Labor Day. We're trying to do our thing. but it's the truth, and you guys know I'm right. It's how it goes. It's how it goes. Takaya Young, 21, pregnant with a kid. I don't know if the kid died. When the mother dies, I guess, depends on how far along you are. Because they try and abort children like just a few months before. Or they'll have the baby and they'll, if it's premature babies survive, right? Anyways, what a mess. People want to do Burning Man, though. People want to talk about Burning Man. But we're in the cockpit right now. And we got to check something here. We got to make sure everything's solid, A-OK. Because we're going to make a nice landing. We're not going to just botch this landing on Trump Force One of all times at 12 o'clock at an unusual spot when we have fresh Nick Stream passengers. They're suddenly strapped in for the ride, not realizing they have an anchor baby pilot. Affirmative action, anchor baby. Hey, don't repeat what I'm saying. I'm allowed to slander my airline. I'm just saying they're not aware, and sometimes can get a little spicy on the landings. But we're gonna get this right. So that's why we're in the cockpit right now, to make sure we get everything correct. Here we are about 47 nautical miles away from our next waypoint. We really can't chill. We can speed up the plane here a little bit. We can speed up the plane here a lot, actually. A lot of it. We want to make good time, right? We want to make good time. People need to make their connecting flights. Trump Force One. We have a luxurious line of drinkies and snackies, so please enjoy yourselves and kick back and relax. We're going to talk Burning Man. There's something Adam22 said that's based about relationships. We'll talk about that. It'll be a nice chill day. And of course, you can call in. That's 760-515-3855. That's the air phone today. What are you guys up to today? How are you spending your Labor Day? Is it a day to barbecue? We have amazing air filters on this plane, so we have barbecues going in the cabin. It's great technology, really. It's tremendous technology. Tremendous technology, right? Beautiful. Turn this up. So I guess Burning Man. What's the story here? I'm gonna learn with you guys. Because I have a little clip that I was gonna play, but it seems like you guys know about it more. It seems deeper than we think. 70,000 at Burning Man, huh? No-ish. I'm joking. Jeez. 70,000 Burning Man Festival. Isolated, still stuck as rain returns. Okay, so it's getting worse. That must suck. It's usually a desert, right? It's usually dry and they get all festival out. Has it ever rained like this before for a Burning Man? 70,000 people go to this thing? Oh, dang. Go out to the desert too. This is my impression of Burning Man, okay? Electronic music, beats, house music, people, biddies in scantily clad biddies. Do you know what a biddy is? Shall I educate you? You know what a biddy is. Just from, you can glean what a biddy is from how I'm talking about them. You know, dancing and camping, drinking, drugging, let's be real. Pot. I think that's how that goes down, so. I mean, that's my impression, okay? Oh, jeez. Did I just lose the stream? Is the stream dead? Oh, no, we're good. We're good. Okay. Burning Man. So. Any big development? Burning Man death. I heard about it. Burning Man death.
Burning Man.
The entire place is absolutely just...
The harrowing escape to make it out of Burning Man.
Escape from Burning Man.
Is absolutely just soaked.
After 2 days of heavy rainfall left more than 70,000 trapped in thick mud in the middle of the remote Nevada desert.
Driving a vehicle right now is impossible. There is absolutely no way you can move a vehicle through this right now.
The local sheriff's office now probing the death of one person during the rain event. The cause still under investigation. But the festival says the death was not storm-related.
I think I could be trapped here for a couple more days.
Whoa, what the heck am I looking at? Suzanne Ford? You don't sound like a Suzanne. You can't be too careful these days.
For a couple more days.
Was not storm-related.
I think I could be trapped here for a couple more days.
That could be a lady. That could be a total arse.
The unprecedented
That could
downpour
be an arse.
started
She's just a
Friday.
low-voiced lady.
Festival organizers telling
hey,
burners
Suzanne.
to shelter in place and to conserve
Keep
food,
going.
water, and fuel while closing roads both in and out of the playa.
Did you all
What's up,
know
Matt?
that this was likely going to happen?
We get a daily weather report. There was no cause for panic.
Burning Man CEO Marianne Goodell telling me the self-reliant community of burners came well prepared for desert extremes.
We've made it really clear that we do not see this as an evacuation situation and that the community is patient and the water is drying up.
The sludge not stopping some from making the treacherous journey by foot.
We took everything we needed to survive.
So now they know how the immigrants feel. Now they know how all the dreamers, not the dreamers, but the illegals. So I guess, are they stranded from outside going in so they can't get food? I mean, I heard they were told to shelter in place. Burning Man, conserve food. Yeah, Burning Man attendees told to conserve food and water. Okay, thanks, New York Times. Let me read it. As the festival in the remote Nevada desert became encased in mud after heavy rains on Friday night, the police opened an investigation on Saturday into the death of an attendee. The Pershing County Sheriff's Office said in a statement that the family of the victim had been notified, but that no further information was available early Sunday because the investigation was continuing. Okay. Black Rock City. Maybe we should have been flying to Black Rock City. Maybe we need to make an emergency detour. How far away are we from all this? Hold up. From Houston to Black Rock City, Nevada. What are we looking like? Google Maps, tell me. Ooh, no, that's too far. Nah, someone will help them. Nah, someone else will help them. Someone else got it, right? Yeah, it's too far. I think someone else will help them out, right? They'll be fine. I think they'll be okay. I think Trump Force One will keep our original course here. Yeah, they'll be okay, right? We don't need to die. We don't need to do all that detouring and it's just like whatever, right? They'll be okay. Steve Harwell dead. Oh no, that's someone else. Maybe we got to fly to Russia. What's up, Vlad? Police say the officers haven't waived their rights as victims in this incident and are withholding. Okay. So it was victims of assault? Burning Man? Oh no, there's something else. Jeez. I'm a boomer right now. Sorry. Got all these tabs open. So what was I reading here? Where was I?
Survive on our backs.
Desperate to make it back to their children at home, 𝒏𝒄𝒊𝒂𝒎 and his wife walked 6 miles to the nearest open road.
There were actually rivers that were flooding through the playa where we had to test and see how deep they were. My wife was carried across the river by a very strong man who carried her on her back.
Some celebrities literally following in their footsteps.
We walked 3 miles now. We got, I think, 5 more.
DJ Diplo and comedian Chris Rock also trudging through the mud for miles before being rescued by Good Samaritans.
Is this just... I mean, what the heck is... Okay, there's like... I've been to festivals. I went to Osheaga in Montreal as a teenager. I was on my own, pretty young. And so I went to this festival. Twice, actually. And I've been to concerts and blah, blah, blah. But, I mean... Even every concert I've been to, not every concert, but these festivals, I've been to a few. I can't tell you that they're really the most wholesome place. Even this normie stuff I went to, this is like the big one, right? Burning Man, all sorts of like eccentric wild people coming out to the desert. You gotta be like, you know, you're going out to the desert. You got to be out there doing some stuff. You got to be out there. and you're really into it to make the trek on this big party, multiple days. It's like a week, no? You stay there. There's all the drugs and psychedelics and blah, blah, blah. Sex, probably. I mean, you hear about it. And so it's not the most wholesome of places, right? Let's be real. And even in my little Warped Tour I went to as a youngin', all that the emo pop punk stuff, I would go to the Warped Tours even younger. And even that wasn't the most wholesome stuff. I mean, think about it for real. All that emo music, those people are like babies, right? Babies on stage. Asking Alexandria, Pierce the Veil. You remember all those bands? I remember even just the normie stuff like Paramore. Think about Paramore for a second. If anybody doesn't know who I'm talking about, these are bands that were around when I was younger. And they're all like miserable and emo and emotional and about their problems. But you got to remember that their audience were people who were my age, like 15 at that time, 15 younger. And then they were like 30 something. So they were like capitalizing on this misery of these young people that they're identifying with this music. And it's my belief that some of those artists knew what they were doing and some didn't. That's why a lot of those artists would find themselves in those weird pedophile allegations, getting involved with young girls, and then the law getting involved. Tell me if I'm wrong. Tell me if I'm lying. Where are the emos in the chat? Anyways, off the beaten path here. Talking about festivals, though. Not the most wholesome of places. Let's be real. And so, is God laughing at them? Some think so. Some say so. Festival Exodus. Whoa. They're saying a big caravan is trying to... It got way worse. Burning Man rain update. And then we'll move on.
They gambled and lost.
Please do not operate your vehicle on wet roads, as this will damage the entire surface of the playa and make conditions worse and decrease their safety.
And good morning, everyone. So, since our last video,
I don't want to watch this whole guy's thing.
A lot of people freaked out, don't know what to do, so they're doing the wrong thing all day.
What's the wrong
I've heard that story before.
thing?
Try not sitting put, not sitting tight, and staying put.
Burning Man on their list said if you do decide to walk to the porta potties, which, did I tell you, no porta potty service. Yeah, they can't. They can't get the trucks out there. Those trucks aren't four-wheel drive. No. They got slick tires on them. And again, you touch that surface, it doesn't matter if you're four-wheel drive, you're mud bogging and screwing up everything. And yeah, people are talking that stacking on their shoes, they're 5 inches taller. That's why I saw the same thing as you. They're putting Ziploc bags over their feet to be able to walk. So if you put socks over your shoes, the mud won't stick as much. So I was thinking about this, right? Socks are to keep your shoe from getting kind of swampy from your feet, right? But what if it's swampy on the outside? We can put the socks on the outside.
So I guess this can be, it can become like a pretty serious situation. I mean, look at this aerial view. Look at all these people that come to the desert. You gotta imagine everything about this event is predicated on the dry desert ground. They're transporting everything, supplies, everything. Even apparently the trucks that come and empty out the porta potties, once they get full, you can't do anything. Yeah, Frederick, I'm starting to understand more and more what you mean, God's plan. But they're going out there, and then you get hit with a freak storm, and then all that when you didn't expect is gone. So I guess it can become a serious situation, huh? Or am I kind of like the drama too, trying to dramatize it a little bit for the show here. It may not even be that bad, but we're just watching this. We're all watching this as we are, right?
Experimental Kit Fox 8 Juliet, Black Rock City Municipal Air Traffic Control Tower. What can I do for you this beautiful morning?
Yeah, good morning, Tower 8 Juliet. We're over Empire 5500, hoping to come over for a scenic orbit.
That's what we're doing, yo.
318 Juliet, the altimeter is 3000, and are you familiar with the procedure on the city?
A firm and 3000 for 8 Juliet.
Juliet, Roger. As long as you stay outside the fence, you're approved.
All right, and if possible, we would love 2 orbits again, only if possible.
Yeah, that's fine.
Thematic.
Roger, thanks. HLHF. And Tower, out of curiosity, how bad is that mud down there?
Well, that's a very poignant question at the moment. They're inspecting and looking. It's kind of sticky still. When I walked out a couple hours ago on my feet, it feels like you're walking on a wrestling mat with Scotch tape on it. But you know, I couldn't tell you anything at all about any place other than the playa. Here, they said there's a few hundred feet of one of the runways that appears as though it's drying out, but everything else looks a little wet still.
Roger. Thank you for that. God, and look at the other, there's other 3 vehicles stuck.
All right, so that's what's going on, Burning Man.
Oh, man.
Well, that's not Gate Road either, so they just freelanced.
Yep.
And then here's people leaving on the highway, so they've definitely made it out.
Some people
I
escaped.
just think they're saying, well, you're not supposed to go, but if you get to the gate, well, I guess you can leave. Look at these guys stuck up here.
There's more stuck?
Yeah, look at this guy to our right.
They gambled and lost.
They did gamble and lose.
Well,
I mean, look at this road, though. It's just full of water. Oh, man, that guy's just so done.
Yep.
Because this is another entrance to the playa, so they're like, oh, I can take that. I can get there. But it's just full of water.
It's worse than the regular Gate Road.
Yeah. I mean,
man, I love seeing people with this road, watching them blast it in the RVs. Like, you know, we're 1,500 feet above the ground, but you could see the splashes going off from like the rental RVs, man.
Look at that line of Exodus traffic. People are skedaddling.
Yeah, it's probably a smart call with more thunderstorms coming in today.
People are like, my food's done, my sewage is full, and I'm out of drugs and booze.
Is that what they're saying? Wait, hold on.
My food's done, my sewage is full.
I forgot what he said about it.
People are...
Sorry. Let's watch the video.
Skedaddling.
Yeah, it's probably a smart call with more thunderstorms coming in today.
People are like, my food's done, my sewage is full, and I'm out of drugs and booze. I gotta go.
Nightmare.
Not that people here do drugs, but...
Wow, look at the weather around us. We have one window.
That's what it looked like. It looked like there was going to be a corridor.
Yep, and we're banking on it.
It's a sketchy thing to bank on. But, you know.
Also, it's even
The
dangerous
things
for
we
them to be
do
up there right now.
for people to see Burning Man. Good news is we're in a bush plane.
What the heck is
Weather gets
Burning
that
Man?
bad.
Why do they burn that huge effigy? Like, why do they do that? Why do they Burning Man? That's what I typed in. What?
You probably have seen these images that come from the legendary place in Nevada called Black Rock City and represent the annual gathering Burning Man. But how was it born? It all started in 1986 when Larry...
This TikTok has dancing music. You notice that when the TikToks have the dancing music, it's like, okay, that's for the normies, that's for the masses. But when it has the conspiracy TikTok music, then it's like, okay, when it's like, that's how you know this guy's underground, when you hear this one. And so you can't lie to us anymore. They can't lie to us anymore. We know the truth. It's uncovered. It's all there. They hide in plain sight. That's what they do. They hide in plain sight and they never tell you the truth. They use words to cast spells on your mind. You know what I'm saying? Okay, sorry. So Burning Man, how was it born?
Harvey called his friend Jerry James and said he wanted to burn a man. They built an 8-foot man out of scrap lumber, soaked it in gasoline, and burned it on San Francisco's Baker Beach. Passers-by from the surrounding areas, seeing a burning man, joined the celebration. By 1990, city authorities caught on to the annual gathering and prohibited the festival as a safety hazard. It was then that Harvey, James, and their crew took Burning Man to Black Rock Desert for the first time, where it continues to call home today. So this is how Burning Man has grown from 35 bystanders on a beach to a yearly festival of almost 70,000.
See, they just burned a man. They just burning a man, and people on the side of the road were like, hey, that's pretty cool. Let's keep burning the man. Is that really? What's the real history? Burning Man, real history. Uncovered. Larry Harvey and Jerry James, who were they? Were they Satanists? Huh? Let's... Where's the... Oh, we need the music. Larry Harvey. Here, hold on. Okay, maybe we'll uncover something. Larry Harvey was an American artist, philanthropist, and activist. He was the main co-founder of the Burning Man event, along with his friend, Jerry James. Born in San Francisco, Harvey grew up in Portland, Oregon, where he was raised in the Park Rose neighborhood. He graduated from high school, 1966. Okay. Burning Man started in 1986. An effigy of a man was taken to San Francisco's Baker's Beach and set on fire. Ooh, in 1990, in collaboration with the Cacophony Society. Now we're getting deep. Now we're getting deep. Wikipedia's not deep. Not Wikipedia. I'm not going to find it here, how am I? All right, that's a joke. I'm done. 𝒏𝒊𝒄𝒌𝒔𝒕𝒓𝒆𝒂𝒐 with NTP with the super chat. Thank you for that. That's a nice support. First class is all yours. Please, flight attendants, if you could take 𝒏𝒊𝒄𝒌𝒔𝒕𝒓𝒆𝒂𝒐 to his seat so that he may enjoy. Okay, I'll ask ChatGPT. He may enjoy the bottomless drinkies and snackies aboard Trump Force One. Okay, we're talking to the ChatGPT. We're talking to the machine. It's just going to tell me what Wikipedia said. I'm moving on. I'm moving on to Pele. I mean, not Pele. Adam 22, I think. That's what we're going to do next. But just kick back and relax a moment. We're going to take a little tiny break. Going to turn on the AC and run this little ad roll here. YouTube's telling me to do it. Why not? Hey, appreciate you guys holding on. How is your Labor Day going? What are you guys up to? Let me know in the chat. What's up, y'all? Thanks for holding on. So Adam 22, you know Adam 22. Host of No Jumper. They call it, I don't call it this, they call it the coolest podcast in the world. No Jumper. You know Adam 22. He was recently embroiled in a public controversy. I don't know, some don't see it as a controversy though. Some totally agree with him, no problem at all. He's married to a woman. Her name is Lena the Plug. She goes by Lena the Plug. Maybe I shouldn't Google images this guy. Hold up. I need to be careful with this guy because if you don't know, this guy's involved with a lot of adult content, adult material. Not for children. Let me turn this down. Not for children. And so his wife They got married recently. They have a kid, I believe. They do. They do have a kid. And what got a bunch of attention was, well, you know, before even getting married, they've always had this open relationship where they have sex with different partners, different people. Okay, outside of their relationship and now marriage. And they film that stuff and they put it out, and that's what they do. And and so yeah, is this the family? I guess this is the family. Trying to look like a happy family here. Lena the Plug here, though, was embroiled in a controversy in that some people didn't think it was a very good move that Adam 22 basically allowed his wife to sleep with another man. First, I believe it was like her first solo male scene with another man, and it was like they had just gotten married, and now she's doing this scene, an adult scene with another man. It was like their first time doing that or something. Her and just another guy, and her new husband was not involved at all. And you might see that as already really far, but it's not too far from a jump from where they were before, where they were having sex with different people together. So, yeah, people are calling him a cuck, and that's how it goes. Adam 22, though, been going viral. He goes viral on Twitter, okay? I mean, he gets plenty of engagement on Twitter. It's a very big channel, very big account. So it's not that uncommon to see this popular of a post, but you know, 1.2 million views is still pretty high for one of his posts here. And the discussion was about body count. A woman's body count. You don't know what a woman's body count is? Is how many previous sexual partners has she had? That's her body count, or a man's body count. How many people you've had sex with? That's what the body count is, right? And so that was the discussion with Adam 22 here. Let me pull up the tweet. Okay. I definitely don't want to go to this person's Twitter and put it on the air here. What a mess. Bear with me. Hold on. Her body count higher than she can count. So is Adam 22's. They're both, you know, he's leading by example. Adam 22. This is what he wanted, right? So, here's the tweet. If I was a woman and I went on a date with a guy and the guy asked me what my... It's interesting that he had to put himself in the position of a woman here. I'm just noting this, okay? We don't have to read that much into it, but he did have to imagine himself as a woman for this one. So he's in his mind simulating himself as a woman. I wonder, does he have a beard? What has he done? How far is he taking this? Adam 22 in this hypothetical here. Would he make a pretty girl? Pretty girl. He says, if I was a woman and I went on a date with a guy and the guy asked me what my body count was, I would laugh in their face and leave. Any dude who asks you this, especially early on, is an insecure effing weirdo. What? Hey, Latin A in Cali, what's up? She says, please let the world what the true definition of body count is instead of this dumb slang tardy she. Do you mean body count as how many people you've killed? Yeah, body count used to be gangsta. It wasn't all this simp sex stuff. It used to be how many bodies you got, huh? Total bodies you kill, huh? You heard? Okay, I'm done. Thanks, Latin A and Cali. We're talking about Adam 22 though. He's saying any dude who asks you this, especially early on, is an insecure effing weirdo. What do you guys think? You think he's correct or wrong? What do you guys think? Hill Dog got the real body count. I believe it's not a coincidence. Don't be saying that kind of stuff in the chat. You don't want to get the Hill Dog bots on you. Body count just mean you a hoe. How much is too much, y'all? What's too far? What's too far as a body count wise? And do you ask women that when you're talking to them, dating them and all that? What are your thoughts here on Adam 22? How many people were on the plane when it almost landed? Are you talking about Friday? Psh, almost landed. We definitely landed. Nick the blackest one at Bond for sure. What did I do now? John Frederick, what did I do now to deserve that? That might be true. I'm not denying it, but I'm not even aware of my blackness. I don't even know what I'm doing now that's black. The heck? Yeah, yeah. 2 is too much, says David. Okay, women will lowball the number. Surik, so it sounds like Surik, you have a number, there is too far for you, and it is a number that you care about, like you'd want to know the number, Surik? Is that how you pronounce your name? My wife says I'm addicted to brake fluid. Oh, pff, I almost fell for that. Stubborn one. 1 dozen, says Santino. I don't know. I don't think Adam 22 is off base here, guys. I think he's spitting. I think Adam 22 do be spitting, as in telling the truth here. I know he got a lot of bad rap here, and I disagreed with all that stuff too. I talked about it, but he's kind of spitting here, and everybody's in the chat here right now. I mean, everybody's in the comments on this, and they're going hard on him, calling him a degenerate, F this, STD this. I don't know. Is it more than just right-wing people, or is it? He got a lot of backlash from right-wing people because of the whole wife thing. You know, sanctity of marriage and all that, Christianity, sex. What the heck is all this about letting another man in there? Well, people had their commentary, but it looks like everybody here in the commentary, they're like, whoa, don't want to go there. Don't want to scroll too far. Geez, what the heck is wrong with Twitter? Why do they have such gross things here? I can't turn off adult posts here. If I scroll too far here, I could get in trouble. We're trying to have a show here. Twitter, come on. But they're saying it's a cope, blah blah blah. Okay, but I gotta say, guys, in this case right here, if you guys disagree, 760-515-3855. We're in the airplane right now. It's a different number. But I don't know if I really would ask that question. He's kind of right. It kind of reveals something about you that you would ask a woman that. And women shouldn't have a big ego about it, though. Like, no, because you'll ask a woman that, and it'll turn into, how dare you ask a woman that? You can't ask women that like it's like they have some special protection against questions. And that's not why. That's not why I'm getting at that. So maybe the underlying thinking here, we may disagree, Adam 22, but I don't know where he thinks. It'd be nice to ask him. But he's saying if a guy asked me what my body count was, I would laugh in their face and leave. Now, I don't know if you got to do that. Like I said, you don't have to have an ego about it. I think if you're a woman and a man asked you that, it'd be an interesting conversation. Because what's he getting at? Is he insecure or what? But here's my point about it. I don't think he's wrong in that you don't need to ask that. Because if you're really paying attention, you'll see what they're about. You'll see what that person's about, especially if you give it enough time and you don't have the wrong motivation. You're not being blinded by sex, ego, right? Trying to make each other feel good, trying to make each other look at you like you're all that, and trying to make each other, trying to like, you know, either be like arm candy for the other person, be like, wow, I'm going to make sure you have an amazing woman, or I'm going to make sure you have an amazing man, or all that. Ego's at play. You watch that stuff. The sex, you're going to see what a person's about, especially if you give it enough time. You're going to see what they're about. You'll see the fruits. So, because why? Why is that important? Because everybody has a past. Everybody has a past. And so you don't need to be asking what your body count is, because it's kind of showing. I'm not saying that there's never a time to do that, but I'm just saying in general, it kind of you're showing that that you don't really believe that everybody has a past and you can overcome things. You're already starting off with like a judgmental starting off point, as opposed to just talking to the person and seeing with your own eyes. Don't you trust yourself? Wait, maybe you don't understand yourself enough to see what people are about. Maybe that's the problem you're having, And that's why you're out here asking body counts and what did you do this and why did you say that? Maybe you don't understand yourself enough, and then maybe it's not time for you to date. Maybe you shouldn't be in a relationship. If you can't see what someone's about, especially if you give it enough time, then you're not really equipped to be dating, because you got to know what people are about, and you got to know what you're getting yourself into, at least somewhat. Not in the total dark, at least. So, on body count thing, you don't have to ask that because you'll know what she's about. You'll know if she still has an ego about sex and like, or an air about her, like her S don't stink, or if they really, see that, hey, that was my ego, and I don't know, sex is not real, it's not love, it's not a relationship, and you'll be able to see that about them and their honesty about it, at least to degrees. And if you're an honest person, as you're seeing that in them, you'll see it in yourself, because that's the only way you know that in other people. So examine yourself. If you're finding yourself you need to know these things, then it's probably because you don't trust your own ability to see what someone is about, because you just got to be with someone, talk to them, and give it enough time. You have to give it enough time. You can't rush. It takes time, years sometimes. Hello, talking like the pastor. So Adam 22 is kind of right here. I'm kind of on it. Okay, look, and any dude who asks you this, especially early on, is an insecure effing weirdo. That might be his feminine side coming out, but let's stay on topic. And the point here is, you don't need to ask. That's the wrong. By the way, too, here's another thing too. Strategy speaking, because the ego is the truth. The spirit of the moment is way smarter. The genius of the moment is always one step ahead of the ego. And what I mean by that is that when you're talking to someone and you go up to a woman and you're dating them and you tell them, what's your body count, blah blah blah, and if they see something in you that they want, either to control, you have money, you have something that they want, they will lie to your question. You'll be like, what's your body count? And now they know. Now you've revealed a weakness of yourself, and now they know how to control you. Now they know they have to manipulate their image just right to get what they want. And you've revealed how you want them to manipulate their image, as opposed to trusting your own guiding, divining stick in the moment. You'll be able to tell if you're paying attention to yourself, doing the work, etc. You'll be able to suss stuff out. And maybe not always, but eventually you will. You'll have multiple chances to do so. Just give it some time and have some faith, have some trust in yourself. And again, maybe you don't have it because you haven't paid attention to yourself. If so, don't date. Not time for that. Adam 22 can STF you. He let another man bang his woman and film it. You're not wrong taking care of business, but is Adam 22 wrong about this? What do you guys think? Do you guys would you guys ask someone their body count that way? And is Adam 22 off base here? You should be able to ask people and blah blah blah. Yeah, what do you guys think? Fair question. Am I off base here? In the dating scene, maybe you need to know, because there is a body count that's too high. You will not date a person that's body count with that high. Yes, Gunner 94 asks, would you date a girl with a high body count, Nicholas? I would rather I never know. I would rather I never know I'm dating someone with a high body count. Instead, I'm not paying attention to that. I'm not going to get distracted by that. Instead, I'm paying attention to other things. And I don't need her to be this godly Christian woman, because that's all a lie too. That's all a big play and a big act too. You see what people are about. Okay? I'd rather never know. Because I'd rather her never know my stuff. Anything I did in my past. It's none of her business. She shouldn't be asking me anyways. She gets the same level of, could you call it respect? It's not a respect to her. It's not like, I don't want to disrespect the woman. That's just the right way of acting, because I'd want people to treat me that way. And women don't really care about that much. For men, especially nowadays, it's kind of a little different too. It's not really 1-to-1 ratio, a woman hoeing about and a man hoeing about. it's not really the same in that women don't see it as negative in men, straight up. That being said, when doing it, their effect on the world is so much worse than women. Well, let's back that up. Sometimes we're just talking here and working things out. Honestly, it all works in tandem for evil, right? Men leading the way, women keeping it going. So we'll just leave it at that, right? Nick's guide to a happy relationship. I don't hear nothing, see nothing. No. That's not true. You're not paying attention, Carver. I hear, see everything. That's what you're missing here. But not the body count and what she's saying, but how she's saying it and why she's saying things and why I'm saying things. So actually, those are the wrong emojis for me, Carver. He put the little monkey emoji with the see no evil, hear no evil. No. My eyes and ears are open. I'm paying attention. The most vital body count is their vax and booster count. Right on, Lin Yan Chin. Thank you. And look, let's be real. Everybody's messed. Like, there's no women with low body. That's not true. There's women out there with low body counts. Guys just need to have a different kind of mindset. You know, I'm gonna have a woman that looks like this, or is this? Let all that go. That's all ego. What am I saying here? Whatever. Every woman claims body count 5 or under, even sex workers. Is that true, David C? No way. But Nick, is 1,000 too much? Like I said, I would never want to know, because if I knew that, I'd be like, yeah, that's a lot of freaking people. What the heck? But even an 1,000 woman body count woman can repent. That's just true. I'm sorry, that's just the truth. That doesn't mean you got to marry her, okay? That doesn't mean you have to marry her, okay? Not everybody needs to be married. Not everyone, right? Some people, they go through their lives and it's like, okay, wow, that was my life. Now I'm going to just quietly overcome my 1,000-man body count, which can be done in the blinking of an eye. But look, the point is, even the 1,000-man woman body count, even she can repent. Look, that's just obvious, right? Anybody disagree with that? I'm saying the obvious, right? No one disagrees with that, right? We're Christians here. Anybody disagree with that? Why does knowing change the reality for you? Because the knowing creates the dichotomy in the mind where it doesn't need to be in the first place, because it's unnecessary information anyways, right? You have a past. We all have a past, and the past doesn't exist. It doesn't define us. The same, it doesn't define a woman with a body count. The same, a man's body count doesn't define it. So it's not that it's not about denying reality or changing reality. It's the knowing of useless information that would create a comparison in the mind in the first place that never needed to be there. A shadow, a light and a shadow, a good and a bad, where there doesn't need to be. Instead, be paying attention to the person, what they're about. You can see it if you're paying attention. I know people in the chat know what I'm talking about. That you don't need to ask someone's body count to know if they are out of control ego person, and or they see men and women wrong and sex wrong, or you don't need to ask that. I know there's people in the chat that know what I'm talking about. Kevin Howe says something interesting. I don't think I could be faithful now without getting sleeping around out of my system. I had to know what it was like, LOL. And in that similar mindset, that's the problem with knowing, Kale Samogi in the chat who asked me the previous question. Because when you know, you now have to know what it was like for her, and if it was better, or if it was worse, or if you were this and blah. And now it creates questions. So maybe now you understand me a little bit better. All right, y'all. Nick, what if she asks us and tell us her body count? Wait, what? Wait, Nick, what if a woman asks you your body count? You tell her none of your business. None of your business. Let her think you have a bunch. I don't care. Guard your heart also means guarding who you have sex with. Fair enough. Long live liberty. You'll get to, you'll, I'm not, I did mention though, I'm not saying it's never a question, never ever, there's a time and place for all things, including this question, your body count, but it will be natural. Don't be sad when you find a nice virgin who will only date a serious guy who will marry her first only. Well, I'm not saying you shouldn't. Look, you should be serious about it when you're dating someone, and don't do the sex thing. Avoid that and really see what they're about. Especially a virgin. wait till marriage. Guarding your heart also means. I guess there's no reason to ask, but if she tells us, then we will have thoughts that will try and judge her. Sure. Exactly. And I think, if anything, our duty as men here is to, because, and this is our duty here, in response to what you're saying, 𝒔𝒐𝒄𝒊𝒂𝒍𝒔, about knowing that information if she divulges it, and then you having thoughts trying to judge her. It's our duty to overcome these thoughts, because there will be other things that come up in a relationship where you will have thoughts that want to judge. And you can't have that because you want to be setting the right example, right? And so that's really our only duty, to kind of deal with that. So should something come up with anybody, a wife, a girlfriend, a this or that, right? You're the head of all women. Men, you're the head of all women. So there might be a time and place where you have to be an example to some girl, and you got to deal with the thoughts first, right? I got a caller here. Your name and where you calling from?
Yo, it's Steve Strack from Jersey.
Steve Strack, what's up, man? How you been?
So, I got a comment on this question.
Yes, the body count?
Yeah, and then I have a follow-up question to it.
Beautiful.
So, I agree with you. If you pay attention, you can see. Like, you don't need to ask the question.
Right.
Did I lose you?
No, I'm here. No, I agree.
Oh,
you don't.
Yeah.
You'll be able to see.
So I didn't have this situation recently, but it happened to me. A girl that I was dating picked up on something that I was saying.
Okay.
And she asked me the question. I'm not going to give specifics on it. She was like, "Do you normally do that?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I totally do." And I didn't know that she was asking, trying to probe the questions. I was like, "Oh wait, snap!" I didn't realize I kind of just revealed myself with that.
Oh.
And then flip to that. She started, not details, getting out. She started saying something too, and I noticed it too. And I actually brought it up to her, and I was like, "Hey, don't say that, don't do that." And it was coming from the wrong place too, of trying to correct and do all that. And what I realized is it's just, who is she and who am I to her? You know what I mean? This is years ago. I never met the girl. I dated her twice or something like that. Mm-hmm. But the point I'm saying is, you can reveal yourself in the things that you say and do. When the other person, whether you're a guy or a girl, they reveal themselves. I 100% agree with you on that.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. In what you say and what you're about, people can tell, and it just, that's why you got to give it time. You got to be patient. You can't be rushing into stuff
right. And
go on. No, I'm done.
No, I was going to let you finish. But all I was going to say was if you're aware, it's one thing to be aware and judge yourself about it and then get all bent out of shape and then pretend to be somebody else. So I saw this guy on Twitter once, and he said something that was so interesting about the red pill stuff, which is a lot of guys who do the pickup stuff, the pickup artists, and they put on a different persona of themselves. What happens is they end up breaking off the relationship with the girl later on because they don't want to get exposed and they can't maintain that image. And I think that's what it is. That's the ego. You get to a point where you can't maintain the ego anymore, and then you're kind of freaking out and you don't know what to do. So you just sabotage a relationship, or you just completely reveal yourself and just, gets ended on its own.
That's so interesting because, yeah, you can't operate normally, or in your mind what is normal, if you can't fulfill that ego. That's broken. The image is broken. Now it's you can't even face that person. It's crazy.
Right, because then you feel like a fake, and then the thoughts start coming in. Yeah, it's that's why it's listen, if you're honest with yourself, and I'm not that kind of guy, or I'm just not there yet, then it's not worth trying to pretend. It's listen, and I think women, at least from women to men, not the other side around, even if you're just being honest about it and they see it and you handle it properly, I think that's a much better approach than putting on the ego and trying to be somebody else, because they sniff that out. Like women do. They can break you down and sniff that stuff out real quick.
I gotcha. So true. It's like, why not just leave it all as a mystery anyways? Not even as a strategy here to like pick up someone, but it's like interrogations when you're talking to the cops. The more information, if you're an innocent person, the more information you give, the more trouble you kind of give yourself. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
Why put all this stuff, like claims? What I'm really referring to here is because you're saying, you know, don't pretend to be something else. Don't go around claiming stuff then. Don't claim, oh, men are like this and men, you know what I mean? Like, just be straight up and be you. You have your limits, what you like, what you don't like, but don't go around claiming things like, here's one we all know, I have no anger. Going around just saying that just sets you up for failure, you know? Don't go
I know exactly what you're talking about.
You know, unless you're just like, and you know this if you're this guy, that it's just like 1,000,000%. It's just it's just the truth. And I think people can see that in someone too.
Right.
Honest,
so
sincerity.
Here's the question I want to ask you. I hate this once. I called the show and asked them this. So obviously body count is kind of a problem. You know, it's, you could technically cheat on somebody and then raise your body count in the relationship. But if you're dating somebody and if you quote unquote wrong them, meaning like you watch porn, you cheat on them, you're lusting after other women, like, should you tell the woman you're dating or married to when you've done something like that?
And why do you call it doing wrong to them?
So I'm only phrasing that question because that question's been asked to me recently multiple times in that way. So that's why I kind of want to see what you think about this.
Very interesting question, and the way you phrased it, I think, is already revealing. And it sounds like it may have been a question for someone else, because you're saying, why do you doing wrong? Watching porn is doing wrong to someone, to your wife or girlfriend. Now, let's say it makes more sense with the cheating, right? Because it's like, okay, well, yeah, but the porn, it's like that starts getting a little blurry. But I would say even the cheating is not doing wrong. It's the wrong way of looking at it. And so, to answer your question, you said, what was your question again? You said, well, should you tell someone?
Right. So if you're a guy and you're with should you tell a woman that you did something quote unquote wrong?
No. That's none of her business. You're not doing it to her. You're doing it to yourself.
Right.
You're doing it to yourself out of this like misunderstanding of your. Let's start with this. Your emotions. It's also out of a maybe an emptiness as well. If you're really not understanding what's going on with you, an emptiness, a spiritual emptiness for real. Let's go there. So it's really what you're doing to yourself, and it can bring about very deep consequences. Absolutely, and hurt people besides you, right? STDs, whatever. So it doesn't mean it doesn't come without its consequences, but you're not doing it to your wife. Anybody, I promise. Like, I can't think of I think it's uncommon that a man who's in a marriage, and he's not like, and he doesn't like hate her, right? He says, "Oh, that's my wife, I love her," and they fight or whatever. But you know, they're generally normal. I doubt any man who's in that relationship cheating is thinking to himself, "Oh yeah, this is totally fine." No, they're like, "Oh, I wish I wasn't doing this. You know, I wish I could stop. I don't really want to be. I have a happy marriage. I have kids. Why am I doing this? Why am I nuking my life here?" I bet you that's more common than, "I don't care. I'm gonna hurt her. I just want to have sex." You know, I bet you it's more common that a man is like, "Why am I setting myself up here? Why can't I stop? Why do I find myself in these situations?"
I agree with you on that. It's the conscience that people don't know how to live with and let go of, so they just suppress it and then do other things, or they keep doing more of the thing. Bingo. Just to forget, just to forget trying to deal with it.
Bingo, yeah, and it's just a cycle, and so it's not really doing it to her, and that's why the woman takes it so hard, because she believes it's doing it to her, and it's her life. He's attacking her life and her happiness, the children, the family. He's destroying it all and throwing it in the trash. Well, yeah. If she didn't see it like that, and the family breaking up and all that has its consequences, and it sucks. The point is, she wouldn't take it as hard if she didn't think it wasn't happening to her. You know what I mean? Which sounds kind of crazy to some people. I can understand that, right? because it's like we're talking about cheating.
We're
talking about cheating, Nick. What do you mean they're not doing it to her? But you know.
But that's like what Jesse's question that he said in church. Wow, that was yesterday. Yesterday, about cause and effect, which was if you're doing all this stuff, worldly people still see it as a cause and effect. I did this, so this is the result of the action. I either have to leave the relationship, I gotta, divorce my wife. All these things. Oh, I watched porn. Oh no, that's it. It's over, honey. I gotta go. I gotta, throw my stuff out of the house.
Yeah.
When you're conscious, like there is no cause and effect because it's like it's not like you said before. It's not you. It's me, and it's this thing inside of me that I know is there that shouldn't affect you, but it's affected me.
And I feel like in that you also see success, and like you will stop yourself and whatever, because it's now something else takes over. Very fascinating stuff, man. So you are not gonna ask the body counts, or would you want to know?
I would not want to know because I wouldn't want her to know my past.
Fair enough, man. Fair enough.
just to be honest about that one. Nah.
Hello. Steve Struck. Hello.
Yeah.
No, I'm joking.
Yeah, nah. That's but you could tell though. That's all I gotta say.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Right on, man. Steve Struck. Appreciate your call. Always a pleasure.
I'm done
man.
hijacking the plane. I'm getting out of here.
We got parachutes. All right, man.
I'm kicking the door. I'm out of here.
A pleasure as always. Call me again, sir.
Later, man.
Moving the wheels. We're in the cockpit right now. We're in fact descending. We're descending to Arkansas, Little Rock, Arkansas. What is the airport we're landing at? K-Lit. K-L-I-T is our airport code. Bill and Hillary Clinton National Airport. Look at that. The Bill and Hillary Clinton. Weren't we just talking about the Hillary files a little bit? Flying Trump Force One. Hope you're enjoying the show so far. Kick back and relax. We got another caller coming in. Hold on.
Call from
caller, I'm about to get to you. Hold on. Oh, wow. Are we that close to the airport? No way. We definitely got to descend a little faster here, but we are getting close, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you've been enjoying the show so far. Let's get to this call here. Caller, you're on the air. Your name and where are you calling from?
This is Frederick from Cali.
Frederick.
LA. How's it going, Nick?
Sir, all is well. How you doing Labor Day today, my friend?
Happy Labor Day. It's going all right. I just wanted to put my 2 cents in on the subject.
Yes, sir.
I think it's more of a man's ego to ask a woman that what's her body count because he thinks he deserves a woman with a low body count.
Ooh.
And his ego is affected when his ribs, is that what y'all call it?
Ribs? Yeah, I'll call them that.
Yeah.
That's what y'all call it.
The ribs is the game,
The
right?
ribs.
The ribs.
We love ribs. We love ribs. Come on. We love ribs.
Yeah, when Riz only pulls them a female with a 50 body count, they get their ego hurt.
Yeah.
So that's why they ask. And if they really wanted to know, you can't assume like the last caller said. I don't want nobody assuming like you can tell.
Right.
But just ask them. You can figure out their age and then just say, what's your longest relationship been? How long was your longest relationship?
So you got the strategy.
Yeah.
You got
and
the
if they
auxiliary
say-
questions to get it, coax it out. I got it. I see the strategy.
Yeah, so if they longest relationship was only 3 years, you can bet their body count is up there.
That's funny, man.
So that's a nice way.
That's one way.
If your ego needs to know.
If it needs it, right? I'm following you.
Yeah, that's if your ego needs to know. I'm just putting out a few pointers out there so you don't.
You're just putting people on right now. And that's silly anyways, and I think you agree with me, and you were just saying that's just ego anyways. And you'll see what they're about. And plus, I think you could tell when a girl is like innocent, like they exist. Like more innocent, Maybe have a
Oh,
nice
yeah.
father, cares about her, likes her, like loves her dad actually a little bit, and they're out there. They're out there, you know.
There are conservative girls out there. They really are. I met a conservative black girl.
Oh, and what do you say about that? You're saying it's unlikely?
It was rare that, you know what I'm saying, she was a real like Candace Owens, and we got to talking, but we got to seeing each other's point of view, and I agree with some conservative things, but at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying, I don't know. It seems like she just wanted to sit at home to me.
It's like we're talking about marriage and all that?
Yeah, like I don't know if they
She just wants to be lazy, you mean?
So they can sit at home.
Yeah, my woman's got to be working at home. What are you talking about sitting at home?
Exactly.
There's fields to be tilled. There's crops to be planted. Okay. Oh, she's just cooking, and I'm just posting on Instagram, and I got my babies, and I made a pie today. No. Dirt. You're gonna be dirty out in the fields.
Right.
There's crops. We got rice. We got
Where's
corn.
my jelly preserves then? I need my jellies in the cabinet filled.
Yeah, what the heck? Oh, I'm just cooking, and I'm on Instagram, and I have no dirt on me. Excuse me. The earth is made of dirt.
Right?
And
Oh
you
my
shall be
God.
toiling.
And I wanted to comment on Burning Man. You know how
please.
I feel about God's plan with drugs and sex everywhere, and all of a sudden they don't know why they're being cursed.
Right.
You know?
All of a sudden, it's just natural. It's just natural. It's just nature. You can't plan nature. You say no.
Especially a
Though.
week after Hillary, right? Especially a week after Hillary in the desert. Come on. Our first hurricane, and you don't think maybe the conditions won't be the same.
Absolutely. And I wonder if that's ever happened before. You know what I mean? Because I'd like to know if that happened before and they were able to totally get out because they had planned for it. And if it's some incompetence going on today where it's like, it used to be like Burning Man was like, it was cool. Yeah, it was like degenerate in drugs. But, you know, it's like, okay, we're still going to pay the rent and put out the wood so that we can get out should there be rain or something like that. As opposed to now, it's just full on just, we got to get there and get high. And it's like, oh, no, it rained. You know what I mean? I wonder if even that has changed.
I don't know. It's my first time hearing of it. You said you've been to a couple?
I've never been to a Burning Man, but I've been to festivals in Canada that had a similar vibe where it's multiple artists all coming to one location so that it brings a much larger crowd, and it's like a multiple day event.
Nice.
It's degenerate.
Nice. Okay. I'll check it out. We might get to go to the one next year. How about that?
Yo, Frederick and Anchor Baby at the Electric Daisy Carnival, streaming that live. What do you guys say? That's another one of these festivals.
Is it?
Yeah, we got to do that VR thing first.
I got to go. And I think Adam's on to something. You know what I'm saying? He's disconnected in his feelings. So, therefore, I like what Adam 22 is doing, because if you're really emotionally connected to your wife, you're going to be a simp. You know what I'm saying? And you're not going to be able to treat her like the object species she is. So, therefore, go ahead, make your money from home, do what you're doing. But I'm going to get, when I got feelings with a chick, or if I feel like I simp to a chick and she's very attractive and my nerves, I get to have sex with her and send her home. You know what I'm saying? And still have a wife. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to live that life of the simp and be with this attractive woman. You can still sleep with her and be like, all right.
So you like that side of Adam 22's whole thing where he's got some side pieces coming on, going in and out, you know.
I don't think men are supposed to be monogamous. That's why we make 1 million sperms a day and they only have one egg for 30 days. And it's like a few men can populate the earth.
Absolutely.
With a bunch of
and there's a purpose to that, but you're saying they ought to be this way or that way, and I don't think so. I don't know if it's about ought to be. The fact that we have that ability isn't
It's the way we were designed.
Right, but the fact that we have that ability, that men can do that out of many can come, and you need, multiple women in one man is way better is very, very great for birth rates and all that, right? It's been how civilizations, backbone of civilizations, and all that, right? That being said, our design in that way isn't proof that that's how we should be. In fact, there's all sorts of proof. There's all sorts of things about our design that we go against. Okay,
I think it's
our mind and all that. And so, just to finish my point here, is that maybe there's a purpose to that, in that men can have multiple wives and make many babies and be able to repopulate and all that. And there may be a purpose and a time and place for that. But to say that because of our design that's the way we ought to be, I think ignores the tried and true historical evidence of the family being just the best way to raise is the strongest building block of a nation, right? So again, to reiterate what I'm saying here, the design thing may serve a purpose and all that, but I don't think it's proof of the way we ought to be. I think what you're describing is a very kind of barbarian tribal way of living. Maybe that's the wrong words to use, but it's for a less moral people. I think we're going into that world. You know, we're being taught how to live in that world by the Andrew Tates. But it's a dog-eat-dog world. It's a dog-eat-dog world. It's a you know what I'm saying? And it's what we deserve. Maybe a less moral society, but you follow me here?
I'm gonna put this perception on your mind.
Okay.
If what you're saying is right, then all thoughts aren't all lies. And if what I'm saying is right, it's God's plan, and we're going to have a baby when God wants us to. And that's why he designed us like this. No matter how we act on our thoughts and emotions and having sex, babies are being multiplied, and women are getting pregnant by more than one man a month.
But that's exactly what I'm describing. Oh, sorry. Let me finish.
God's plan is for it to happen unlike monogamy. So it's happening, and it's not monogamy. It's fornication and people getting pregnant before marriage and having kids, and the earth is going on as God planned it because it's already written.
Disagree. What you're calling God's plan is animalistic ego nature, and although I can't really say I really know the answer to this, out of our conversation here, I'm leaning more and more to what you're describing is just ego, animalistic nature. You even made the comparison. You brought animal versus God's plan yourself, and yet it's funny how what you're describing as God's plan is just animal nature.
God's plan is for you
saying,
to have women.
and that's why the marriage is the representation of like a God-driven motivation to rearing children, as opposed to a animalistic, I can have multiple babies just because my design says it. You see the two?
No.
And so I think I may not totally know, but I'm more on that side. But it's an interesting thing you're saying.
Here for Solomon, and then multiple wives here for multiple men in the Bible, and that's been, that's fact, or y'all believe it to be facts. So with me saying that's not an animalistic nature, if you attract women and you can take care of these women and delegate authority to have kids and multiply, to build your family up to be strong, then God's going to bless you. But if you're just having sex, those kids are going to end up working for the family of the man who has multiple wives while the father leaves the house. A society will still go on. Society won't stop and be degenerate. That's why most of the world today is running pretty operatively, right?
So you're saying saying ideally there would be men going around impregnating a bunch of women. And
no,
but you described you described it as these men are able to handle these women, okay? But that's rare.
These women are.
That's why I think the monogamous marriage unit is better suited for nation building, because you're not having to contend with that rarity.
No, today men are looking for women, and women looks for the men. And if you keep the women that is attracted to you, you're not using your ego to find a woman. So therefore, these women ain't gonna leave regardless.
Well, most people are gonna do it by ego, like 90% of the world. Like that's how babies get made en masse.
No,
en masse.
That's
at the level they're being made at to continue 7 billion population, it's through ego.
No,
and
exactly.
To keep that going. To rein that in, and and make it better for society building, you have the marriage, the family unit, as opposed to, few men, few kings hoarding the women, right? Because then, like how God warned the Israelites, sure, you can have a king, but a king imposes a lot of evil things on a nation. You know what I'm saying?
I'll take 10 threes.
You're talking about Solomon and all that, but you're forgetting that the Israelites were punished for having a king, and that God told and warned them that having a king, you can have it, but he imposes a lot of evil things on a nation. This is what I'm talking about.
That's back when San Valentine had to make sex great again, because they was telling people that you're not even supposed to have sex.
You're talking about FUCK?
Yeah, hey.
Fornicate under consent of a king?
Right. So, I mean, it was worse. So that's not how God created it. So they knew.
Yeah, I don't really
way
know.
different. Yeah,
but it's kind of fascinating.
Yeah, if you read up on St. Valentine, I mean,
I might just do
people
that.
had more urges back then than they do now.
Saint Valentine, and we're talking about 3rd century Roman saint.
Yep.
I'm gonna have to look into it, man. That sounds super interesting, actually.
Yeah.
Frederick, man, always a pleasure. Any last thing you want to say before we move these wheels?
No, that's it, Nick. I just wanted to give a comment on. Ask them how long they've been in a relationship if you really want to know their body count.
Jeez. Take care, sir, and enjoy the rest of
And
your
that's
holiday.
sad
here.
that they shot that girl, too.
Say that again?
I hate that. But police were standing in front of cars trying to get that vacation pay. I remember I told you about cops just shooting people. Yeah, they're standing in front of a car.
Why do you got to go straight there?
If they rev
Why do you got to go
engine,
straight to he was standing in front of it because of vacation pay? Like, isn't that way more of a
It
stretch
happened in Louisville.
than woman drives car when she shouldn't have and drove a
It
weapon
happened
into
in
an
Louisville.
officer
This
and
guy
gets
was
shot,
stuck
forfeits her own life, forfeited the life
in
of
a
her. And maybe
Bronco.
Go ahead, sorry.
No, it happens a lot. This dude was stuck in Louisville in the mud between these concrete blocks, and they shot the car like 50-something times, and there was no way that car could have even got out. It was like a big concrete 3-foot pole in front of him and everything, and just because he revved the engine.
Sorry. But we can't even have a serious conversation about that because it may be true what you're saying. We can't even have a serious conversation about that because you come at this whole situation saying it's vacation pay. Well, hold on. Maybe I'm judging here. Can we agree on something here? Because you say it's sad. Okay, it's true. We can agree it's sad. But can we agree it was also stupid and avoidable on her part?
Both sides. On
Absolutely
both sides. Yeah.
stupid and avoidable. And a forfeiting of a young life that didn't need to happen.
She could have been drunk.
Exactly.
Wasn't
even
she in there
worse.
selling liquor the day before?
Apparently.
People do stuff when intoxicated that they don't deserve to die for.
Including,
But I'm just saying.
no, people do things when they're intoxicated, including forfeiting your life, like driving a vehicle into an officer with a drawn a firearm.
All right.
So
But
as long as we can say that, then we can have a conversation about what you're saying. But
yeah, on both sides there was error, I believe. Life should be taken more seriously. Just because you can kill somebody, though.
But it's like a 90-10 here, 80-20 kind of thing going on here, if we're going to put numbers to it, because she drove a car into an officer with a gun drawn.
As soon as you go 51-49, you picking sides. We can't pick sides, Nick.
And I'm just saying, no, but I'm saying if we're going to put numbers here, I'll be the one to say it. You can say you're picking sides all you want. Hey, fair enough, whatever, but I'll still say it. I'll say it here. I'll say what everybody's thinking here. Let's be real. It's not friggin' It's not. Oh, cops are out here trying to get pensions by standing in front of cars. Yeah, but you don't die when you don't drive your car.
One more
into an
thing.
officer.
One more thing.
You don't die when you
thing.
drive when you don't drive your car into an officer. Go on.
You're correct. One more thing, Nick.
Yes, sir.
Did you watch on Fox News Sunday where they had on Dr. Cornel West as a spoiler candidate that can help Trump win?
Wait, what?
Yes, they said right now with Dr. Cornel West, if Trump get with Dr. Cornel West, he can help him win because the
Fox
polls
News
got him
host
tired,
realizes
but he'll
Cornel
take away
West
the
might help
vote.
Trump win. I see it right here.
Yes, and now his platform about to get some ears. Somebody's gonna have to debate Dr. Cornel West or Trump will, or one of them. If they on the same ticket, there's gonna be a 3-way split, and Trump might win.
I'll look into this, man. Yeah, I see it right here.
Yeah,
Fox News host
hey,
Laura
I've been
Ingraham
telling
talking to
y'all.
Cornel West.
Hey, he's gonna have to put reparations on the ticket, and we'll vote for Trump. Tell him reparations and no vote.
No.
Yeah.
Why are you trying to
That's what
hold
Dr.
everybody hostage, man? You know Trump's the right guy, but you want money. Why you know he's the right guy, and you come on the show, you poo-poo this or that, and I get it. The criticisms are fair.
I love y'all,
But you know
Nick.
Trump's the
Y'all
right
take
guy,
care.
but you're like, actually, I know he's the right guy, but I'm only gonna let you have him if you give us money. Why are you holding us hostage, bro?
That's the way. Hey, that's the way. That's the way of America.
We're laughing, but it's not that funny, bro. You're holding us hostage, man. Come on.
Have a good one, Nick.
Take care, Frederick. Call me again.
All right, yep, later.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate his call. Okay, y'all, we got to get ready. We are preparing for landing, so I do apologize. Kick back and relax, enjoy the vibes, and just chill out a little bit. I will be right with you. We have to focus on the landing, and it's got to be smooth. It's got to be at least, we got to live through it, right? Okay, hold up. We'll be taking our final bank here to arrive, Little Rock, Arkansas. Flight attendants, if you could please go across down the cabin, pick up any garbage, make sure the food trays are up, seatbelts are on. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll be landing soon. Thank you. Beautiful rainbow. I believe we're flying through some of that hard weather you may have heard about. Turn here into the airport. Clinton National Airport. Bill and Hillary Clinton National. Oh, you guys don't see the rainbow on your screen? It's on mine. That's so weird. It doesn't stream the rainbow. God's rainbow is not streamed, but it's on my screen. Or can you see it? Let me know if you can see it. We have armed the approach. That means we're landing. I see the runway. Speed brakes on. I do in fact see the runway, y'all. Hope you've enjoyed the show so far. What just happened? Landing gear down. Oh yeah, landing gear's already down. We're coming in a little too hot. Speed brakes. That's good, that's good, that's good. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we've landed in Little Rock, Arkansas. Bill and Hillary National Airport. Beautiful landing there, very smooth. The local time is, I'll tell you here in a moment. We want to make sure we're braking here. We don't have much runway. Beautiful, 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 beautiful. local time is 4:01 p.m. Make sure before you open up the overhead compartments, that you do check the contents as they may have shifted throughout our journey here. And make sure you check in with the flight attendants, as they will answer any questions you have about any connecting flights you got to make. Of course, as always, your continued patronage is absolutely appreciated here on Anchor Baby Airlines. As we know, you have many, many options to choose from, but you choose to fly Anchor Baby Airlines Trump Force One. Much appreciated, guys. Thank you so much. Hope you enjoyed today's show. A little Labor Day special here. Anybody who is not used to the Friday flights, this is kind of what it's like. I hope you enjoyed it. Don't miss it. Friday, we'll do it again. We got another flight on Friday. We'll be back tomorrow for more American Anchor Baby, as per usual, like we're used to. And of course, we got Joel Friday. He's got another episode tomorrow. Hake Report. And of course, the Jesse Lee Peterson Show. You don't want to miss it. Guys, enjoy the rest of your vacay here. Well, you know, day off. We're back at it tomorrow. Did I stream the landing? You guys saw the landing, right? Yeah, I did. Just making sure I had the right camera on. Guys, fellas, ladies, always a pleasure. Enjoy the rest of your day off. See you guys tomorrow. Take care.